Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. Today I'm going to be talking about all my 2026 reading plans and goals. Alright guys, I cannot believe that it is like the end of the year and I'm like getting all my goals and my plans for reading for next year already, like 2026. How can it already be 2026 or almost 2026? Like that's just insane. I have put together 12 goals that I want to focus on next year. We will see how well I do at these goals. I try not to be too harsh or like strict on myself over my goals, but I do like to reach my goals. And I did pretty decent this past year. I didn't even think to like look back, but maybe I'll do that and try to like put it in somewhere in one of my videos or whatnot of how well I did with last year's. But I know that I at least like I hit my reading goal. So I am still having a reading goal this year. I know some people don't like that. If you don't want it and it's not for you, that's fine. I personally love reading goals. It's very motivating for me. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to do that. So this past year, my reading goal, I ended up putting it at 100. And this year I am gonna go down a little bit, even though I did pass that goal. And I'm aiming for 80 books, and that's because I'm wanting to slow down my reading a tad, not like a ton. And I'm not gonna be like mad if I end up reading more books than this every month, but I'm kind of like aiming between 5 and 8 books consistently, like every month. And there are some months that like this year I did like 16, 17 books. Like it was just crazy. So yeah, I'm just kind of wanting to slow down a little bit, and that kind of goes into my another one of my goals, which is having more intentionality with my reading. So part of the reason that I want to slow down is because I want to be more intentional about what I'm reading. Now this doesn't mean that I'm going to just stop reading fluffy romance books or stop reading like stuff that like I just might not love. My reading tastes are all over the place, and a lot of times books have surprised me, and it's been stuff that, you know, I ended up loving when I wouldn't have thought of it. So I'm not just going to stop trying new stuff. I'm not going to stop like reading fluffy romance books, because sometimes I need a fluffy romance book. Sometimes I need a palate cleanser, you know? So I'm not taking that out completely, but I am wanting to be more intentional about what I am reading. I'm wanting to get better books like overall for me, and books that I will enjoy more. I'm wanting my reading to stop being so mid-level of the line, like just 3 stars. It was okay. I didn't love it, didn't hate it, that type of thing. I feel like so much of my reading has been centralized in that section that I just want to slow down a little bit, be a bit more intentional, kind of like hone in on what I really love and try to find and read more books there while still trying out new stuff and having like those, you know, those middle 3.5 stars that are just feel good fluff, you know, that I need every now and then in between stuff, that type of thing. So yeah, that's why I'm going down a little bit. But along with that, I also want to read through my 20 books of 2026 list. So I already have a video for this one up. I will link it. If you have not seen that video, go check it out. Instead of doing 26 books in 2026, guys, I can't keep going up and up every year. Like it's getting insane. Honestly, 25 books was really hard for me, because I just feel like our like desires of like what we want to read, there's so much stuff coming out, there's so much stuff that we learn about every year, that I just feel like adding more and more books, like it gets hard, because then you don't want to read half of them by the end of the year and you're like, I don't want to read these anymore. And that's kind of what I came to this past year. So instead of that, I just set it at a set 20 books, because I think I've gotten to around the 20-ish, and most of, you know, like there was like a handful, like 5 to 8 or something like that, that I just ended up not really wanting to read by the end of the year. So I figured 20 is a good, nice like number to start at. So that's what I'm doing, and that's one of my goals, is I want to read all of the 20 books on that list. So, and then along with that, another video that I already have up and I will link also is do my 12 rereads for the year. So I picked out 12 books that I want to reread this year, intentionally reread like once a month, reread one of my books, and I want to go through and complete that whole list. So another thing that I want to do this next year is to continue to check out from the library over buying. So I have been using my library a ton, especially in this later half of the year. When I had my sweet little baby girl towards the end of August, I found it's a lot easier when you're breastfeeding a baby and stuff to hold a Kindle over a regular book. So I ended up checking out a lot of ebooks over the library, and I came up with this little library spending thing on my reading journal, and I love it. And it's so motivating for me to be like, wow, I'm saving a lot, and looking at like what I rated some of them, being like, well, now I want this one, like I want to buy this book, and all of these I don't want to buy, and look how much money I spent or saved by not buying those and just getting them through my library. So I want to continue with that. I did also make that spread for the next year so that I can keep that motivation, but I definitely want to continue with keeping up through my library and not buying as much. And along with that, I want to only buy a book if I know that I like it, like it's a 4 stars or above and I want it on my shelf, or I know that I love the author. I'm trying really hard not to just randomly buy books that I don't know much about, because that's how I've ended up with a lot of like mid books or books that I ended up having to give away for different reasons. So just trying to be more intentional all around, guys, this next year. Like I'm really trying to just be more intentional about my reading and everything in amongst all the little parts. So, and then I just mentioned this one also, is that I want to keep up with my reading journal. So this is the first year I'm doing like a DIY kind of reading journal, like making it myself. And I might still have a normal one on the side. I'm not sure yet, but I want to try my best to keep up with that. I'm not sure how many spreads I'm gonna do. I know some people like do like their January TBRs and, you know, like monthly TBRs and their reads and like all this stuff. And I'm not sure if I want to do that much with it, or if I just kind of want to keep a track of the stats throughout the month and then the end of year stats. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, but we will see. I just want to make sure that I keep up with that, because I feel like it'll be really good for me and really fun. So, and then the next thing is my book club reads. So I am in 2 different book clubs, one with a couple of my bestest friends, and then the other one is a women's Christian nonfiction book club that I actually run. And I just want to be more intentional about it. I am trying to like be more intentional and start out the year more intentional. I'm doing theme months, and I like went through and curated some like fun lists for us of books to choose from, and I'm trying to like get questions and stuff like that to spark more conversations and everything. It's a very, very small group, so yeah, we will see, but I'm really excited for the book club. Our first months of the year, we actually do it every other month, so it's like January and February. You have the 2 months to read just one book, and we're starting out, January is my birthday month, so I really wanted to start out with a theology month, or months. So we're starting out, that's the first theme is theology, and I'm really excited for the picks and everything, so I think it'll be fun. And I realized I've never really like opened up the invitation to those on BookTube, but if you are interested in joining a more laxed, you know, like you have more time to read it because it's every other month Christian nonfiction women's group, please reach out to me on Instagram and I can send you a link and get you joined into the group. I just have like a little group on Fable to where we can like do all the discussions and everything and vote on which book and stuff like that we'll be reading. So, all right, my next goal is to read through 6 books with my girls. So I have a about to turn 6-year-old, a 3.5-year-old, and then a almost 4-month-old baby. So the, you know, almost 6-year-old and 3.5-year-old are the ones that I would be reading to, and we've started reading through Narnia this year, and it's been a lot of fun to do read alouds finally with them, more like chapter book read alouds, I should say. And so I just want to be intentional about it and kind of be like, okay, that gives us 2 months to like get through a book, and so I want to at least read 6 books together with them as a family. So All right, and then next is to fill in my Christian fiction bingo board. So for those of you who may have missed it, I made a Christian fiction bingo board this year. I will link my video to that somewhere. And yeah, I just made my own. I talk more about it in that video, and I just want to discover more of Christian fiction. So I just want to fill all of my bingo board. I believe I did I do 9 or did I do 12 prompts? I can't remember now. I feel like I did 12 so that it's like 1 a month, but you don't have to like do them in order, you know, like you can do them whatever month, if that makes sense. So I hope I'm not like completely saying that wrong, but yeah, I want to fill my Christian fiction like bingo board. And then next is I want to get at least 6 5-star reads. So for those of you who may not know me, I have been deemed the 5-star hoarder among Christian booktube a bit, and some of my friends here, because I don't like giving 5 stars out. It does not happen very often, and I have noticed like the last few years, I normally end up with about 5-ish 5-star books. So, and I think I'm right at 5 this year too, which has been amazing because I didn't think I was gonna make it. I finally got my second one like at the end of October or something. So the fact that I got up to 5 was like, whew. And I was like I said, I want to be more intentional. I want to find more books and find the stuff that I like more. So I want to get more 5-star reads. I want to be reading books that I love more. And I will say has to be new 5-star reads, not any of the rereads. They can't count for this. So I just did 6 because I was like, well, if I've pretty much done 5 and been right about 5 for the last like 2 or 3 years, let's just try to go up by 1. Let's do a baby step here. So that's my goal. We'll see how it goes. And then my final goal is to read and study through 4 books of the Bible from start to finish throughout the year. So that gives me 3 months to go through a book and to study through it intentionally. I've always been very, very slow when going on my Bible studying. I like things to be a very specific way, and being a mother makes it very hard to do that. So I just, you know, I would do stuff with my church, and I would do studies, and I would do nonfiction stuff, and I would do stuff with my husband and everything. But doing stuff on my own outside of just a little bit of reading and a little prayer time did not happen very often because I could not sit and do like everything exactly the way I wanted it. So I'm trying to do better at that and to find different ways to study and to whatever as a mother without having to be very specific about it. So that is my goal, is to like, okay, you've got 3 months to go through, a book, and it doesn't have to be like a specific book. Like I could pick the shortest books if I really wanted to. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want to study through, but yeah, I'm just trying to be a little bit more intentional and push myself and make sure that I'm actually like studying and doing it, even if it's not to the extent that I want it to be. So, all right, guys, so that is my 12 goals and plans for my reading in 2026. Thank you guys so much for being here with me and following me along my reading journey. I appreciate you guys all so much. We've grown a lot this past year, and it means the world. It's so much fun to have so many bookish friends here, especially those who love Christ. Ultimately, when I started this channel, my goal was kind of to try to fill out that gap that I felt like I didn't see a lot. And, I found this whole side of Christian booktube that I didn't even know existed, and I just really wanted to be able to be somebody who shared a biblical perspective, even if they didn't read purely only Christian fiction all the time, because I had a hard time finding that. So I hope that I have been able to be that for some people, or for whatever reason that you've stuck around for. I just appreciate it, and I hope that we continue to grow and have a good year next year. I'm very excited for all that is to come, and I hope the Lord blesses all of our years. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for being here. Let me know down in the comments if you have any 2026 reading goals that you would like to share with me. I'd love to hear them. I love making goals. If you don't make goals, you can share why, whatever you'd like. This may be my last video of this year up until January. I'm not sure. If you've made it this far, leave me a like fireworks or like sparkle emoji, you know, for like New Year's or whatnot, since this is probably going to be my last video. And thank you guys so much for coming along on my journey here on BookTube. I cannot wait for all that is to come next year. God bless you guys. Bye.